Lundy is the largest island in the Bristol Channel and is situated off the north coast of Devon. The island is just 3 miles long and less than half a mile wide and is known as one of Britain's natural wonders. It is famed for its puffins and ecology, has a fascinating history, is a site of special scientific interest and is Britain's first marine nature reserve. The island management was taken over by the Landmark Trust in 1969.
Well, Landmark Trust took over Lundy and they definitely had a vision for Lundy, and that was as well as preserving the wonderful beauty and the ruggedness and all the qualities that Lundy have, but they should make it more accessible to the public.
Originally, the only access on this remote island was provided by a road constructed over 150 years ago. It was built on bouldery ground underlain by disrupted rock mass. The road and original stone retaining walls, in places, started to exhibit significant downslope movement. Access to this island often proved difficult, as both people and cargo had to land on the beach via a small boat or landing craft. It was evident that the Landmark Trust had to improve access in order for Lundy to function economically, safely, and to fulfill the Trust's aspiration. All too often, visitors to the island would be unable to land or sailings would be cancelled because of high winds. John Grimes Partnership provided civil, structural and rock slope engineering consultancy services for the design and supervision of the construction of the new jetty, access road linking the jetty and existing road, harbour infrastructure and ancillary buildings. The new jetty and road now allows access to the island at all states of tide. Works were completed in the year 2000. The access road was formed by both excavation into the sea cliff and construction across the foreshore. Seawalls to the road were constructed using rock-anchored, reinforced sprayed concrete. After the road was completed between the site of the jetty head and the landing beach, work commenced on the jetty. The 90-metre-long open structure was engineered to sustain forces generated by the high-energy wave climate. The jetty comprised of a precast concrete deck that was cross-tensioned. The deck was supported on braced crosshead beams and tubular steel piles which extend 5 metres into competent rock. The deck is vented and particularly profiled to rapidly vent air and water. Without this, the jetty would become adversely stressed by extreme storm waves. Special fenders were also designed to enable ships to dock in rougher seas without causing damage to the vessel or jetty. More recently, the road which crosses the steep coastal slope and the progressive movement noted became of such concern as to make strengthening necessary. The strengthening works are designed to resist downslope forces and withstand predicted landslip impact without sustaining more than readily repairable damage. It was important to ensure the road could follow the cliffline, avoiding huge cuts in the rock, and it was essential that it didn't impact on the beauty of the island. On completion of the works, the environmental impact was deemed minimal. The yellow Lundy cabbage, a floral species unique to Lundy, came into flower prolifically, immediately adjacent to the new section of road soon after its completion. Lundy Island, being so exposed, has problems with marine erosion, which continues to cause highly fractured rock to be vulnerable to rapid erosion by storm waves. This leads to the formation of caves. Many of these caves often extend many metres inland and have compromised the stability of the overlying access road. JGP has engineered defences for a number of sea caves. A robust facing wall using reinforced sprayed concrete was constructed to a substantial low-water cave undermining the beach road. An appropriate rapid setting additive was necessary to successfully complete the work. Lundy Island has been a long-standing client of John Grimes' partnership, and we have been fortunate enough to work with them on some of the most prestigious projects. Other work carried out by JGP includes the slipway from the beach to the road, stabilisation of the cliffs below the historic Morisco Castle. Ongoing is a major structural engineering and conservation project to conserve the historic church built by a former overlord, the Reverend Heaven. Peter Pearce, director of the Landmark Trust, while the majority of these works were undertaken, commented, "An early application to the Heritage Lottery Fund was for the first ever proper jetty on Lundy. We threw ourselves into this daunting project, adding the upgrading of the Oldenburg, renewal of Lundy's dilapidated infrastructure, and much else besides. In consequence, Lundy no longer causes the financial palpitations for Landmark that it used to, and has become a model of sustainability." It is evident that the work carried out by JGP has contributed massively to the preservation of the island. It has facilitated access to the island and maintenance of an infrastructure to support appropriate tourism, which the Landmark Trust encourages and manages most successfully. This substantial change of functionality and appearance has not damaged the beauty of the island, but has offered a blend of the past and present. The road profile has blended into its surroundings, and the jetty has just added to the ever-increasing history of the island. Most of all, the work carried out by JGP has ensured that Lundy can be enjoyed by all for years to come.